Good morning. I was going to say happy Tuesday, but it's Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me see if I can get this straight. I have been using these lives to put up on my YouTube channel and then put into Opus Clip, and then it chops it up into a million different little reels and TikToks for me to use, which I'm absolutely loving. So you can definitely expect me to be coming live probably more often when I get ready. I'm drinking this because it's the best thing ever. But let's chat. Let's talk. There's waves going on in the online space, and there's so many different opinions about it and what's going on. And I'm just going to tell you my thoughts on it. We'll just riff on it. If you guys have questions, let me know. But if you guys did not know, if you're living under a rock, Instagram came out with a new social media platform that is very similar to Twitter called Threads. Now, I will say this. I never got into Twitter. It was not something that I did. But here's what I'm seeing. I am seeing two types of people right now. The people who are jumping in, they are having fun, and they are just getting on there and testing the waters, right? And then there are the people that are saying, I don't want to do this. I don't need another social media platform. What if it dies? What if nothing happens? Okay, maybe there's three people. And so they're not jumping in. And then the third type of person is probably thinking like, I wonder if this is really going to take off. But what I am going to do is I am going to allow everybody else to jump in, figure it out. And then once they have it figured out, I will jump in and I will grow there. Here's the thing though. Nothing beats beginner energy. Nothing beats something new. Like the algorithms across the board, like energy will beat the algorithm every single time. But when you have that beginner energy, whether it be on social media with a program that you're doing, creating that beginner energy in your life. I talked about this in my last live, but something that is really important to me is to make sure that I have that beginner energy in my life, because nothing beats that energy, and the energy that you have in one area of your life always rolls into another area of your life. The second thing is you never want to fall in love with the way that you're marketing. Gary Vee talks about this all the time. Things grow, they evolve, they change. And so if you're so stuck in the way that you're marketing, that's probably, well, there's probably two things, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, but where your frustration is the fact that you're not willing to try something new. You're not willing to grow and evolve. You're not willing to, change with the times. And if you're not willing to do that, you're probably going to stay stuck, and you're probably going to be frustrated with where things are going. And to the people who are like, well, what if Threads doesn't take off? Well, a couple things. What if it does? Right? Like, what if it does take off? What if it is the new platform? What if you do jump on there and you grow a following rather quickly, and you grow a new community and you connect with new people? What if getting on there with that new energy gives you some momentum in on other platforms? For instance, like I've only been on there for a couple hours, right? And it's already got my brain spinning with new content ideas for other platforms. And it has already allowed me to create more content. I always say, the more content you create, the more content you create. I don't see anything bad with jumping on there and spending time growing that and testing the waters and seeing what's going on. I only see benefits to that. Even if the app closed down in a month and you spent time on there, I can guarantee you that time is going to be well spent. And I can guarantee you that jumping on there and playing around is going to help you in every area. And again, what if it does take off? I know for me, I was always the person who would wait to jump in on something. Like, this is probably why I've never really taken off on Instagram, because I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm a Facebook girl through and through. I'm not jumping in. I'm not doing this. I'm just going to stay on Facebook. And then eventually was like, oh my gosh, I'm missing out on people. There are people who are on Instagram that are not on Facebook. There are people who, are on different platforms that aren't on other platforms. So if you're not casting a wide net, you are really doing yourself a disservice. And this doesn't mean that it has to be more work or take up extra time. You can repurpose, reuse, hey Chaz, you could repurpose, you can reuse your content on multiple platforms. Now, the other thing that I'm seeing over there is that people are jumping over there and they are saying, oh my gosh, this is a great place for me to be unfiltered. This is a great place for me to be unhinged. And this is, do I have to be professional over there? And I'm going to be more authentic over here. And I challenge you to think about this. If you are saying that, or maybe you're not saying it out loud, maybe you're just thinking it. Why are you being filtered? Why are you not showing up authentically on other platforms? Why do you think that you have to be professional on other platforms? Because this is probably the root of your frustration. If you are not authentically showing up, if you are not showing up unfiltered, if you are not sharing who it is that you are, and you're frustrated because you have lack of engagement, your content isn't converting, your platforms aren't growing, it's probably because of that reason. So if you get on to Threads and you start thinking like, oh my gosh, this is amazing and I feel so free here, I want you to take that energy and I want you to roll it into every other platform. Start looking and saying, is this the reason of my frustration? Is because I am being masked, I am being filtered, I am not sharing authentically who I am, I'm afraid to say what I want to say. Now, there is no strategy for Threads right now. You guys just get on there and stream of consciousness. Share what you want to share. Like, you can literally share whatever you want over there. I'm sure that in the next week, people are going to be like, oh, here's the strategy for Threads. But the real truth is there's no end all be all strategy to anything. It's like consistency, showing up, doing the messy middle work is what gets people to where they want to go. And sure, people can maybe say, okay, this is the strategy that I took in order to grow whatever platform to whatever it may be. But the truth of the matter is that successful strategies are individualized. They are not duplicatable. This is a reason why that a lot of people in network marketing do not succeed, because it is shared that is going to be duplicatable when in fact, like, everybody's situation is different. Everybody's behind the scenes is different. All of the work that people have done up to this point is different. Like, there is no end all be all strategy. Sure, can you learn from people and can you implement the things that you learn from people? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you really need to find a strategy that is going to work for you. And that takes trial and error. That takes falling on your face. There's no failure. There's only feedback. And the only way for you to get feedback on anything is for you to really get out there and start testing the waters. Without that feedback, it's like knowledge is power, but knowledge really isn't power unless you take the action, because without the feedback from the action, you can't figure out what works. It's not like you can sit here and take 1 million marketing classes and figure everything out. In fact, like, marketing is a lot more than strategies. It's a lot of inner work. It's a lot of figuring out how to communicate. It's a lot of undoing a lot of stories and beliefs and identities and things that you've hung on to for a really long time in order for you to, fully be okay with repelling people. We talked about this in my last live. If you are not repelling people, you are not attracting people. If you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. I feel like we hear this all the time. But if you're not comfortable with repelling people, then there is some inner work that you're going to have to do inside of there. And I'm not saying that your strategy should just be to repel people away from you. Your strategy should be to connect with the people that you want to connect with. And in that process, you're probably going to repel people. So you need to be comfortable with repelling people in order for you to be able to attract people. You also have to be comfortable with receiving attention. A lot of people are not comfortable with receiving attention. And honestly, this is one of the biggest things that I have to help my clients to heal and shift their identity around how they feel with receiving attention, because either the attention that they received when they were growing up was not good attention, or they were told that receiving attention is bad. Another thing that a lot of my clients have to work through is their relationship with social media. They have this desire. They're like, oh, I want to get on social media. I want to grow. I want to be this influencer, or I want to create this massive coaching business and I want to make an impact. But they are holding on to other people's beliefs about social media. they think that social media is bad, even if this is subconsciously, because a lot of times if the people that you hang around with, whatever their beliefs are, your subconscious is probably going to attach to. And so it's holding you back from actually taking action, right? A lot of people that I know will say that social media is bad. They will think that it is not a good place for people to be, that it is ruining the world, all of the things. And the truth is like, I have proven to myself that is the opposite. Social media isn't bad. Social media has given me a life that I could, never imagine. It has given me time freedom. It has allowed me to grow my own business. It has allowed me to meet some amazing people that I would have never met if I wasn't on social media. I have been able to travel the world. I have had endless opportunities that have been brought to me because of social media. So I don't see social media that way. However, for a while, it was like, I don't know if I should fully jump on social media because everybody in my life is telling me it's a bad thing. But I had to really block out, put on my blinders of everybody else's opinions and thought processes when it comes to social media and really decide what my truth got to be. And I get to decide how social media affects me. Social media doesn't affect you. You decide how social media is going to affect you, right? And what you focus on grows. This has been a huge theme in my life lately and with my clients and the people that I'm talking to. Are you solely focused on being frustrated, on things not growing? How can you shift that focus? And it sounds so, simple and probably a little bit woo, but it is the truth. If you are sitting in your frustration and you're focused on your frustration, you're not going to get to the other side. It's the same thing. I always say that breakdowns lead to breakthroughs, but they only lead to the breakthrough if you start focusing on the breakthrough, not the breakdown, right? And then also, there's always an and. Sometimes you have to be in the breakdown before you can actually get to the breakthrough. I know yesterday was some really strange energy, and I've heard from a couple people that they were feeling a little bit off about yesterday. I woke up with extreme anxiety, and I literally felt hungover, and I don't drink. So, I know I was tired from being around a lot of people for multiple days in a row, but I also was just the anxiety was unreal. And so I was talking with my coach about it, and, it was almost like my teenage self wanted to throw a tantrum, and she just wanted to be able to throw that tantrum and that be it. And so I allowed her to throw that tantrum, and I just sat in it. I actually took a nap. I rarely take naps, but I knew that I just needed to allow myself to be before I made any major decisions. And I did. And by the end of the day, I did use some healing modalities and things that I have in my back pocket. I did some tapping. I shared that yesterday. And then this morning I woke up and I felt 1,000% better. I felt a total 180 from the way that I felt yesterday. And, sometimes you can't fix your way out of things. Sometimes you just got to let those emotions be. You got to let those parts be seen. You got to let them be heard. You got to, let them have their tantrum so that you can move on and you can grow and you can evolve. A lot of growing your social media brand is learning how to regulate your nervous system, when somebody says something that triggers you or that activates you, or learning to regulate your nervous system when you have a lot of people who are agreeing with you, right? That might be totally uncomfortable. You have to regulate your nervous system when you are receiving the attention and having the ups and downs that comes with growing a business. And once you can learn how to surrender and to really lean into that, not saying that it's going to be easy all of the time, because I still struggle with it too. Yesterday I struggled with it a lot. But having the support and being able to verbally process really helps. But also the tools just to be okay, I know I have these tools in my back pocket. And the biggest thing is the awareness around it. Before, if I were to have one of those days, I would just be oh, this sucks, and sitting in victim mode. But I was really aware of the fact that my nervous system was feeling off, that there was something that needed attention, that there was something that was bothering me. And it kind of took me all day to really figure out what the root cause of it was. And the funny thing is I thought it was one thing and it actually ended up being another thing. And that's just like how our subconscious mind works sometimes, right? But when we can have the awareness of what's going on so that we could really work on shifting, that's like truly where the magic happens. If you're coming to me wanting me to just coach you on social media, like I'm probably not the coach for you. We're going to go deep. We are going to, work on the past. We're going to work on healing things. I think I need to start using my eyelash serum again because my eyelashes don't look as good as they used to. Or maybe I need new mascara. So yeah, learning to regulate your nervous system is a huge part of growing a successful social media brand. And also with that comes, when you learn to regulate your nervous system, you oftentimes will create a lot of harmony in your life. I don't like to use the word balance because it doesn't feel like there is ever truly balance, but really it's like swinging the pendulum from one end to the other. And then once you can find that little harmony where it's swinging right here, really allows you to go where you want to go, grow where you want to grow, and also live your life while you're doing that, right? I think we're all really aware that time goes really fast and you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So how can you have the best of both worlds where you are going after the things that you want to go after, but also like you're enjoying the life that's happening now? I actually had this, I have 2 TikTok accounts. So one of my TikTok account is just like a lifestyle account where I just share random thoughts and I have so much fun over there. There's like no pressure. And honestly, I feel like that's how Threads is right now, is just like get on there, share your random thoughts. Put boundaries around it though. If there are things that you don't want to connect with people on, don't talk about it. If there are things that you want to connect with people on, talk about it. But I was talking about how a lot of moms, and this is probably like controversial, but a lot of moms will say that they put their life on hold for their kids. And I'm over here like looking at it from a different lens. Like this is part of my life. I'm not putting my life on hold. I'm living my life. This is something that I wanted for a really long time, is to have kids and to be a mom. And it's not, I'm putting my life on hold. Like this is a part, this is a chapter, this is a part of my story, this is a part of my life. And being able to look at it through that lens really allows you to step out of like playing the victim, right? Not saying that everybody who says that is playing the victim, but it's just a season. It's just a part of your life. Like you can still accomplish so many other things after your kids have grown up and done the things that they want to do. So anyways, I'm ready. So I gotta finish blow drying my hair and get ready for the day. I hope that you guys enjoyed this riff. I will be on more in the morning, and I have opened up spots on my close friends list. So my close friends list, this is for you. It's completely free. It is a space where I'm going to really pour in and help you to grow your social media platforms and work through any mindset shifts that we need to work through. If you want to be added on there, just send me a DM and I will get you added on there. I hope you guys have a great day and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.